Shalawam, Akim, and welcome to GMS Ghettos on the Streets. I want to give all praise, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakak, Dash, whom I worship. Double honors to my elder apostles of Great Millstone, who taught me this word in sincerity and in truth, who grew well and are still on the highways and byways after many years, pushing this word so that they may receive their crowns of salvation. Salutation to all you Akim out there throughout the world who are pushing the word in the same way, and your hopes are the same, to receive that crown of salvation. A salutation to all the great cloud of witnesses out there, the Akim and Akwafim, you and yours, your families, who are believing, all right, who are listening, who are watching, and you may not see them or hear them, but they're out there. You have a number of people who are elected to be delivered that didn't necessarily put in the work, but they believed. At the last, at that last trump, there's gonna be people being delivered, man, being caught up into the chariots. So praises unto, may the Lord be with them, of course. And like I always say, don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell. This whole YouTube thing is gonna be obsolete very soon anyway. They're passing that thing in December, where we're not gonna be able to put up content like this unless you are making big money for them. Okay, so but that's okay. The Lord has His purpose. The word went out through YouTube, all right, and it would not come back. It went out and it would not come back, man. And it went out to fulfill its course, to fulfill the will of Yahweh Shai. So anyway, like I always say, yeah. Well, I just said it, but yeah, don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification bell. All right, so this is the verse of the day. Galatians chapter 1, verse 10. All right, this is Galatians chapter 1, verse 10, and I'm reading from the KJV. All right, it says, "For do I now persuade men or the Most High? Or do I seek to please men? For if I yet please men, I should not be the servant of Yahweh Shai." So we're going to go back and break it down. It says, "For do I now persuade men?" And this is Saint Paul speaking to the Israelites in Galatia. Okay, speaking to the Israelites in Galatia, and let's look up exactly where Galatia was. So this is the ancient map, if you will, biblical map, if you will. And as you see, it says location of Galatia. You see it, it's right there next to Cappadocia, right above Cilicia. You know, these are all locations that the Romans had control over. You know, you see where it says Asia, you got Ephesus, and those arrows show you Paul's journeys. You know, he had 3 journeys. In red is the first. Let me see. In blue is the second, and in pink is the third missions. You know, where Paul went. So Paul was busy. He was out there teaching that word, pushing that word. You know, obviously back then, that's what you had to do because you know, you didn't have the internet, right? So he had to go into these places, to these locations, to push the word. Because why did he do that? Because he knew that the Israelites were scattered throughout all these locations. All right. Now, how did he know that? Because the Bible explained it. Right. One of the curses, when you go to the book of Deuteronomy, the 28th chapter and the 64th verse, the Lord said that he would scatter our people, all right, throughout the 4 corners of the earth, man. You know, and that we were gonna be there. Our people gonna be in these places, man, worshiping false gods. So he went preaching the word to wake up the elect that were scattered. The same thing that's happening now by way of the internet. All right, we use the internet and mainly YouTube to push the word, right? The internet being the horns of the unicorn, to push this word out to the ends of the earth, so that the elect throughout the 4 corners of the earth can get this word, man. All right, so that they can receive the word, be sanctified, and when Yahweh shall come, he will deliver them. All right. So now we're coming to an end of that era. You know, YouTube, that was just an era. If you check it out, we're coming into a new decade, right? We're coming into a new decade, man, the 2020s, right? So there's gonna be a whole new spirit, man. And YouTube is gonna, for the words anyway, for the word is gonna stop there. It's gonna end there, and then the Lord's gonna have something else, another medium that we could use to push His word. But the time is getting closer for Him to come back. So, and as you heard, that different you know, apostles and elders and teachers and brothers have been talking about the famine of the word, and it's true. It's gonna be a time when you're not gonna see Hebrew Israelite camps on the corners teaching. All right, because now it's time for us to sit back and watch the Lord do His thing. You know, the Lord uses the prophets to say things before they happen, and then the Lord calls them to come to pass, because that's His word. That's His prophecies. All right. So yeah. So that's Galatia right there. I believe today that will be known as Turkey. Give me a second. All right. So I typed in where is modern day Galatia, or where is Galatia today, and what came up was this right here, and it says Galatia was bounded on the north by Bithynia, and Paphlagonia. On the east by Pontus and Cappadocia, you had Israelites all throughout there, man. On the south by Cilicia and Lycaonia. And on the west by Phrygia, its capital was Ancyra, i.e. Ankara today, the capital of modern Turkey. See? So, I mean, I kind of knew that, but I wasn't sure. That's why I cross-referenced it. Yeah, and that whole area used to belong to the children of Japheth, Meshach and Tubal. See? And those Turks, they're gonna join with Russia. Russia's gonna be a guard unto them, but that's a different, topic. We have made topics on that. That's prophecy, of course. But anyway, nonetheless, that's what is known. Galatia today is known as Ankara. And in Turkey, you have a lot of Israelites, man. And that Turkish food is good as hell, man. It's known as, Mediterranean, food, man. And it's good as hell, man. And those women are fine. But anyway, that's a different topic as well. All right, it's like, let me get back to the verse of the day, right? Right, so it says, for do I now persuade men or the Most High? Yeah, like in other words, like I said, these Galatians, they were Israelites that Paul was speaking to. All right, they were not heathen nations. All right, that the Lord did not choose. Okay, those were Israelites that were scattered to these areas, to these parts. Or else Paul wouldn't have talked to them, because Paul was all about Israelites, man, his people. You can read he told you that in when you read the book of Romans, the 9th chapter, beginning at the 1st verse on down, he explains all that to you. Also Romans the 11th chapter, man. He told you who Yahushua died for, that Yahushua came and died for his people, the Israelites, man. So that's who St. Paul was concerned with. Okay? And St. Paul was a black man, by the way. All right? For you Christians, non-believers out there. So anyway, it says, so Paul was speaking to the Galatians, right? Who were the Israelites living in Galatia. All right, that's what that means. And in essence, what he was saying is, look, he's preaching the word, teaching the word to those who would believe it and receive it, that believe in the Most High. It says, or do I seek to please men? Yeah, in other words, he's gonna teach this word, the word that Yahushua gave unto him, and he's not seeking to please scoffers, man, and unbelievers. You know what I'm saying? He's out there preaching for the elect's sake. Okay, like today, man, we're not out there to please vocab, man. We're not out there to please these scoffers out there, G-Man and whoever else is out there talking shit. We're not out there to please them. We're out there to please Yahweh Bahashem Yahushua by doing his work, man. And we're trying to, not that we're trying to, we are preaching the word to the elect out there, man, the hopeful elect. It says, for if For if I yet please men, right, like the unbelievers out there, they always want you to follow their way and what they believe. When we straight up tell them that, look, man, you that doctrine you teach got holes in it. It's infected, man. We don't want it. It's diseased. We don't want it. We don't want to touch that, man. You know? Now, let's say you go and join unto them, which why in the hell would you do that? Definitely you have to be demon possessed. Then you read the next verse. Then he says, I should not be the servant of Yahweh Shai. Right. So if you go and believe vocab, G-man, believe the doctrine of these phony ass Christians, or any religion for that matter, then you are not a servant of Yahweh Shai, man. All right. And you put on those phony ass doctrines, and at the end, boom, the Lord's gonna kill you. The Lord's gonna kill you, man, because you haven't been sanctified by His word, man. By the putting on and the believing of His word, that's the way you're gonna be saved and delivered, man, and sanctified. But if you're walking around in a different doctrine, different philosophy, then you're unclean, and you will not make it. So with that, this is Elder Soccer Run signing off. Once again, don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification bell. And you know, pretty soon, you know, we're not gonna be GMS shows. We're not gonna be up on here like that on YouTube anyway. So until the Lord shows the other Apostle Tahar the new medium that we're gonna use, until that day, you know, let's see what happens. But with that, you know, Shalawam until the next one.